It's just me in the woods with a hat on with the dog, the Prinster, right? And that's what it's about. I think it's about showing up, especially at the moment, like letting people know there's other real people like them going through a similar thing to them, and smiling wherever possible. Keep that positive attitude wherever possible, right? Things are going to get a bit hairy. We can feel that coming already. I know in Ireland there was a couple of big announcements last night that's unsettled a lot of people. I think it is more important than ever to stay on your alcohol-free adventure and to smile, like wherever possible. Here's something that I found from mindfulness. Mindfulness originated by a guy called John Kabat-Zinn. He brought the Eastern tradition into the West and called it mindfulness. And the reason he set this up, or he brought this tradition into a clinical basis, initially was to help people in chronic pain, right? People with like back problems, for example, that would always be in pain. That mindset of I'm constantly in pain. And what he discovered through mindfulness was that actually when these people spent some time just with their breath, just with their breathing, and sort of settled in to the present moment, what they actually started to notice was these tiny pockets of moments when they weren't in pain, right? And I think that's really profound and really powerful. So what was happening to many of these people, right? There was an assumption that they were constantly in pain, so they built that limiting belief into their mind. And don't get me wrong, they were in pain most of the time, but they built this psychology that said, I'm always in pain. Therefore, their life was always painful. They was always suffering from chronic pain. What mindfulness gave them was the ability to go, oh, actually, there are these tiny moments, they're not that often, when I'm not in pain, when I'm pain-free, right? And that's really important and unbelievably powerful. And I think it's a similar thing with what's going to happen psychologically over the coming weeks and months. I think we're going to be swamped and smothered with fear in many ways, and anxiety and stress. And I think it's really important to get some breaks from that and go, actually, like right now in this moment, this is bliss. I'm in the woods with the dog, right? The birds are singing. It's bliss right now in this moment. That's not to say that, things are not going on in the world that are concerning, but right now in this moment, in this present moment, not in the future, not in the past, in this present moment, it's just a little window of bliss. And look for those, because they will appear throughout the day, even in the most turbulent times. Look for those little pockets of bliss, those little oases of calm, not the rock band, a little retreat from the madness. Like, cultivate those moments in your life if you can. Grab a minute here or 30 seconds there or 5 minutes, just shut yourself in a room and just breathe into the moment, right? And just notice, maybe there's laughter. There will be laughter still. The kids will do something that cracks you up. They'll also drive you nuts, but they'll crack you up at some point, right? Notice these moments of bliss, or just when you're with your family, or you're connecting, or you're doing things that maybe you wouldn't normally do because of the situation. Like, pick up on those moments. Don't smother your world like the people in chronic pain psychologically to say, everything's fearful, everything's stressful, I'm constantly under fire, because guess what? That destroys your central nervous system and your immune system, because when it feels like it's under attack, it's firing off all these stress chemicals, right? So the best thing you can do is, for your immunity and your psychology and your physiology, is notice these little pockets of calm, of bliss, like right now. This is just beautiful. It's absolutely glorious. Let me just see if I can show you without losing the dog. That's what alcohol-free looks like this morning. Look, cloudy but glorious.